And we're live. Hello, hello, everybody. It's yours truly, Mr. Lang, Team Wash Life. How are we today? Good, great, glad to hear it. Listen, well, first off, to who this may pertain, please stop overcomplicating things. Seriously, stop overanalyzing and fine-tuning everything. Just get it out there. Just go do it. Do something. If it's wrong, if it's dirty, if it's not perfect, you'll learn from it. You'll fix it. It'll be good. Boom. I get a lot of emails of people just wanting to get into the business, just thinking about it and asking me, how do you wash a house? How do you do a roof? How do you do this? How do you do that? You don't even got equipment. Why you know what I'm saying? Like, get some equipment, then start, practicing and learning this stuff. You don't gotta, Rome wasn't built in a day. So with that being said, I kind of wanted to talk about email automation. I'm surprised there's a significant amount of people who don't utilize technology, I've noticed. And man, oh man, is it important. And it's impressive. If you've gotten your business to a certain point and you don't have a CRM software or something a little more advanced with some email automation and things along those lines, it's really impressive, because for me personally, I wouldn't have gotten that far, I don't think, without some type of automation and keeping track of things. It gets real messy real quick. So I kind of mentioned in a video about putting together like a big document of basically all of the templates that I guess it would be. So let me rewind a little bit. I use the Customer Factor, and really any CRM is pretty cool. I know the Customer Factor in and out, and it's an amazing tool. And one of the big features is email automation. Most CRMs, I'm sure, do it. And what email automation is, I can kind of give you a example. So let's pull in the prospects tab. So with a prospect, that means someone who calls and is asking about an estimate. As soon as you enter their information into your CRM, meaning their name, address, phone number, email, what they want to get done, just a brief note of what they want to get done, you can set it up so an email automatically goes out to them, right? So as soon as you hang up and you punch in their information, email goes out to them, says, hey, thanks a lot for the opportunity to provide our services. We're committed to complete satisfaction. We look forward to working with you. Please call us if you have any questions about our company, our staff, or the services we provide. Thank you once again for the opportunity. You will hear from us soon, or within 24 hours. That's what I really shoot for. If anyone calls, they get an estimate within 24 hours, unless there's some weird scenario. You can even go, initial contact with an estimate created with no pricing. So okay, initial contact with no estimate, there's no estimate yet. So okay, here's an example. They get an email 3 days after. So another 3 days, if I haven't provided them with an estimate, automatic email goes out to them without me touching anything. I don't have to press a button to activate this. It's all automatic. 3 days after, and it just says something along. I don't want to read all of them, right? So it says something along the lines like, hey, maybe we missed something. Normally we have our estimates done in 24 hours. I noticed it's been 3 days. I wanted to reach out and confirm that you have been taken care of myself. I'm reaching out myself and making sure everything's all right. So then, again, this is where it gets really cool. You've presented an estimate, right? Estimate has been sent to them. and you haven't heard anything back. You haven't heard nothing back. So if you don't have a CRM or something, what you're typically supposed to do is call, follow up, or email and be like, hey, everything all right? I sent you an estimate. Did you have any questions? This one, it's all automatic. Every single person we send an estimate to, 3 days after they get that estimate, they get a quick email saying, hey, is everything all right? Then 5 days after that email, hey, is everything all right? Then 7 days after that email, hey, is everything all right? 7 days after that email, hey, is everything all right? Then 30 days after that email, hey, we didn't forget about you. Reaching out again, haven't heard back, everything okay? You know, maybe there'll be some phone calls in between there, you know, which you kind of have to do manually. There's no way around it, but you can set reminders like, hey, this proposal has gone unanswered for 2 weeks. Maybe you should call, or even sooner than that. What I'm getting at is I'm putting something together because I don't use any sample templates or anything that have came with the Customer Factor. I just found they're a little bit too generic. Some of them are cool, but I've gone through and I've created all of these from scratch. I've created all my templates from scratch. Some of them are simple. Some of them are very in-depth and clean. They describe, some of them just, you know, there's ones, okay, so there's automation for the customer, right? So once they become a customer, then you get automated emails for like appointment reminders. They get an automated appointment reminder 3 days prior. Well, there should be 2 different types of appointment reminders. Maybe for residential, it's a little more in-depth. It tells you, hey, like, we can move stuff. We'll move this, that, and the other. If you could make sure you bring all your valuables inside. Make sure you mow the lawn before we come, because you won't want to mow the lawn for a few days after. A couple days after, it's going to be real wet. And then it'll explain our payment process. You know, I got some fancy stuff over there, so I don't want to give it all away. But a really cool feature that I do is they get 2 days after the appointment, they get a email asking, hey, how was the service? Everything okay? Will you take a quick survey? Again, a survey that I created. 10 questions. Goes in with following up to make sure that employees are doing what they're supposed to do. It asks questions about the employees a lot, you know, because I expect the employees to do certain things. So I make sure that they're doing those things by asking the customer to complete a survey and just straight up asking them, hey, did our crew leader greet you at the door? Did they ask you question A and question B? 5 days after that email, so that's 7 days after the job, they get an email, and this is something that I made up myself. They get an email saying, we are coming to collect. That's what the subject says. So they're like, collect what? I already paid. They open it, it says, hey, real quick, did we leave a yard sign in your yard? If we did, could you respond with yes? I would like to pick it up sometime this week if it's still there. If I don't hear back from you, I'll just assume there's no yard sign. So the reason I did that is because in my automated emails and my appointment reminders, I explain we leave yard signs in every single job. Okay, if you do not want a yard sign, please let me know now, and we won't leave a yard sign. Well, what that caused, basically, long story short, is it became confusing to remember where we left yard signs, and then if the yard sign was still there. Sometimes the wind takes it away. Sometimes they have a lawn service, and the lawn service guys just throw them away. And it became a lot of wasted trips. So I basically just shoot an email out and say, hey, is it still there? And if they say yes, we go get it. If not, oh well, we'll get a new one. Then they get an email 70 days after that, hey, just checking in. And then almost a year after that, checking in with a, hey, you're due for service. Let me know if there's anything we can do. Our automated receipts, they have direct links to leave a review for Google or Facebook. I mean, you could get crazy. You can even send automated birthday emails. The possibilities are endless. So, oh, cool. Good to hear it, Jeff. Mark 8. Watching. Customer Factor has an app, or do I need to put it together on a? You'll need to really put it together on a computer. It does have a mobile app though, but that's more for just functioning with it. But as far as like editing all your emails and doing all that yada yada yada, you should really have a computer for it. So that's something I wanted to mention. You know, I don't know if anybody's got the Customer Factor. Well, I do know. If you got the Customer Factor and you're struggling with how to put this stuff together, because I know I sure did. It took me well over a year to finally get it dialed in the way I really want it. And it's something that's almost always changing in a way. You'll always kind of notice something like, maybe that should say this, or maybe it would be easier if we asked for a review on invoice rather than the receipt. You know, just like little minute things are always changing. Unless you do everything wrong and then you have to basically overhaul it. So, for example, one major problem I did is I went and took a ton of time creating the preset estimate layout. So basically how that works is you have a drop-down box. You select the job type that it is, whether it's window cleaning, basic, premium, or deluxe. You select what the house wash, concrete, you know, you have all the jobs that you do, and you put them all in the drop box. And then when you click it, there's like when you select it, there's a description of what the job is. Okay. And what it really should be is something short, simple, to the point, like maybe a few bullet points describing what the service entails. Like for decks, maybe like, you know, we pre-treat the surface, we neutralize the wood to bring back the natural pH. I don't know, we don't strip painted decks. Maybe you don't want to strip painted decks. You know, it might say like a few bullet points, or I'm trying to, you know, just some information about it. Our roof cleaning, you could put some good bullet points. What I'm getting at is I did way too much for all of mine. Oh, it was a mess. So I had all my jobs and I went super in depth with them. I mean, I had colorful text, I had paragraphs, I had describing our process, I had all this stuff packed into it. So when they select the job, they knew exactly what they were getting. And it was a mess because that's what showed up on the invoice. So on the invoice, they just got like this super big description of the job. And it's like, oh man, it looked super gaudy. It was awful. It drove me nuts because I spent so much time and effort putting that together, all for nothing. I had to delete everything and condense everything into something very simple. And it's just stuff like that. Save you a lot of time, headache. Maybe you're not super good with grammar. It's a reality. There's some people that just aren't good with putting words together and having things come out clean. And sometimes they sound salesy or whatever the reason. I'm working really hard on trying to lay out this stuff on what I use, how I put my stuff together, my email automation, my estimates. I'm going to try to put everything together in groups. And you can either use it and swap out the information, you know, the contact information, or you can kind of use that as a foundational base and tweak it to your standards. But it might be nice and helpful to kind of see the ins and outs and what the Customer Factor is capable of. You know, I know every CRM does things a little bit different, but really any CRM, they have kind of the same foundational base as far as, you know, the email automation, you got your estimates, your yada, yada, yada. So hopefully this would be valuable to really anyone with a CRM. They can use that as a foundational base if you're having trouble with it. Are you using the proportioner you built? Yeah, I have. I mean, I'm not using it now because it's let's see what the temperature is right now. It's below freezing. Ooh, never mind. It's 33 degrees. Yeah, I don't have any work scheduled until the middle of March because it's not looking promising for the beginning of March. We're going to be down to 8 degrees on Monday. Actually, it looks like it might be warming up for next week. We're at 33, 34. Anyway, so when you said the proportioner is its own brand. It's its own creation. It's a very expensive work of art. It's really nice, and it's built really clean, and it's like the Tesla of chem mixers, metering systems. So that's why you'll see that I called it a Wash Life mixer. But the reality is, I believe Doug Rucker built that or created it, or actually like made the first one. He called it the Money Maker or something like that, Money Mixer. And then everybody started talking about, whoa, you can buy all those parts and just put it together. I mean, they're posting stuff all over the forums, and so I was like, why not just, if everyone else is talking about it, why not put it in one spot, easy to read. So I went through and I basically searched all the parts that you need and made a big list of it and said Wash Life mixer. You got Pressure City selling the same thing called the Infuser. They put it together real funny though. They're putting valves upside down, and I mean, I don't know if it matters or not. It just looks sketchy to me. But they said it's fine. But basically, those companies put it all together and then sell it for more money because it takes time and effort to put it together, and shipping, and yada yada yada. You got to put the thread sealant on there, and it saves you some time if you just want to buy one put together. But if you're cheap and you just feel like you could do it yourself, then you can just buy a bunch of parts and put it together, and it's probably like half the price, I imagine. Oh. Customer factors $44.95 a month. So, yep. Hey, you guys should where is this channel? I like to give the smaller YouTube channels a shout out.
What's up, guys? Hey, welcome back. So we just pulled into our first job. It's
Super Mario.
AM, and we're waiting for the manager to open those back gates so that we have access to the water.
That's his name on YouTube. Might be hard to find because I'm sure there's tons of Super Mario channels, but type in Super Mario Restaurant Power Washing. He's got a few videos. He doesn't post often. 7 months ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago. Basically, I watched one of his videos. I'm friends with him on Snapchat. And he's a hustler. He's got a bunch of restaurant contracts and all sorts of stuff. And I've been talking to him about the restaurant stuff. And that's cool. I think I'm getting the impression restaurants are relatively easy to go after. Oh, he's on. What's up, Super Mario? I'm getting the impression restaurants are relatively easy to go after only because it sounds like people like to go after them, for one, and two, Bid Slot program offers a package for $400. They will call commercial clients and try to get you an appointment with them where you can go meet with them and provide an estimate. You can maybe go there and do a demo. You can get in front of the actual person who makes these decisions for commercial jobs. For $400, they guarantee 15 appointments. That's huge. So chances are one of those appointments is going to get you $400. I mean, there's a story about some guy who did it and ended up with a $44,000 profit off of that. And anyway, what I'm getting at is as long as you're willing to do restaurants, as long as you're willing to surface clean restaurants, they guarantee 15 appointments. That's not saying they're going to get you only 15 restaurant appointments, but they're saying you have to be willing to do to have restaurant prospects, because we'll more than likely get we'll get a few restaurant appointments, but that's not saying we're not going to only get. That's not saying we're only going to do restaurants. They're going to go after the list that you put together, and you don't even have to put it together. They put it together. You scrub it. You kind of go through and be like, okay, I don't really want to go after this. I'd like them to go after this. I'd like them to go after this, that, and the other. And then you give it back to them. They do their thing. Ring, ring, ring. Call, get appointments on your behalf, and all you gotta do is wait for an appointment to come in. It's freaking awesome, man. Technology is insane, and I would never, ever, ever hear about this stuff if I wasn't part of like these groups and just this little community. It's amazing how many service companies are not on the internet or not networking with other business owners. Like if you guys are on here watching this stuff, or you're in Facebook groups or whatever, like you're already light years ahead of the system. You already have such a huge head start because so many people who just are not #woke. Just want to say I appreciate your videos. I just landed my first study account with a realtor to take care of their homes. Boop! You see how that works? That's awesome, James. Good job, man. Well, guys, I just wanted to get on here and chat it up, but I should really run. Oh, wait. I knew you were on here, Super Mario, because I read your comment. The Customer Factor has an app. Sorry, I'm spacing out, I guess. Yeah. Oh, but Devin, the designer for Wash Life templates, Wash Life prints. I'll put it here because I know there's probably people in this chat who have not even heard of it. That website. Oh crap. www.washlife.25gfx.com. So Devin's on vacation. Lucky bastard. Always going on vacation, living his best life. And he will not be back until Monday evening, but he's a workaholic, so he will get right back at it on Tuesday. So there's a notice on the site. So anyone who goes on there, if you put an order in, just know it will be processed Tuesday in the order they are received. And he works fast. He's like a ninja. I'm getting some Finprint shirts made up. I'm going to have all the marketing material that's on this site in my office here pretty soon. Everything. Get a folder, flag, like every piece, so I can show you what it looks like on the camera, if that makes a difference. I don't really know why, but maybe it does. And yep. All right. I got some things I got to do, so peace out. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember, Team Wash Life.